welcome to today's episode of Lessons from an Entrepreneur. My name is Melissa Odor. On today's creative space, we have Liz from the DIY Decor. Wow, so this lady is glowing on social media with her creations from events, birthdays, and all manner of places that you can find her in. I got her to come on set. I am so blessed and privileged to have you come. Karibu sana, Liz.
Thank you so much, Melissa.
Perhaps tell us your name properly and maybe your title and everything.
Okay, so my name is Liz Agoy Amolo Omolo, and I'm the founder and head creative director, DIY My Decor.
Okay, so what does DIY My Decor pretty much do? I know the space you're operating in is as wide as possible. So perhaps take us through some of the things that you have been able to do so far.
Okay. So DIY My Decor is an event signage and stationery brand, and we mainly offer customized signage. We use a material called acrylic or perspex. We also use board made from wood. We also offer stationery. We have the table place cards, the little reserved cards that are used in weddings. We have table numbers. We also have bahasha boxes, the ones that you put money in. Yes, in weddings. Yeah, so we offer them in acrylic. We also use board, so the whole jazz.
In a space like a wedding, for example, so where do you come in? If a wedding planner comes in and tells you, come step in and help me to do the signages, so what kind of services are you able to offer in that space?
I also work with event service providers besides couples who are getting married. So event planners, they would outsource my services. Maybe they want the welcome signage or they want the table numbers. So the process would be they would send me their inspiration or their vision of what their client would like for the wedding, and I would work on some designs based on what the client would love, based on also the theme colors of the wedding. So we come up with something. I work on the whole production process. So that's design of the signage all the way up to executing the whole vision. Yeah, and then ensuring that the planner has gotten it.
Tell me about the materials that you use. You mentioned acrylic. So are you finding them locally or you outsource from outside the country? Where do you get your materials, the ones that you work with?
I have found them locally, though finding them was not the easiest thing. Yeah, but I have been able to find suppliers within Nairobi who I'm able to get the acrylic from. So the different types of acrylic, because there are various ranges and types of the acrylic, the different types of paints. So I think I'm grateful I'm able to source them locally.
So the creative space is as dynamic. We were talking about this earlier on, where trends are changing and different kinds of things are coming up. So that a client that used to ask you for something in the 2000s, for example, the one who's asking you currently will ask for a totally different thing, different trend. How do you keep up with what is happening in the creative space?
When we look at the year maybe 2000 or the 2000s, they were not as common. I think they have started becoming popular within the past, this is locally, within the past 5 years or so. For me, I saw it's a space to go in, and also as clients are seeing the signs being made internationally and locally, and now they see them and they want them in their weddings, in their events. They see a sign on Pinterest and they see, this is what I want for my wedding. I have to also be on Pinterest. So for me, my research is in the creative space, which is maybe I use a lot of Pinterest, I use a lot of YouTube, which gives me the information that I need to be up to date. So when a client wants a certain type of signage or card with customized wordings, we did a program and a fund for a client of ours who wanted it to have it was a beach wedding. So they wanted it to be a fun and at the same time a program. And also they wanted it to have a code where the guests could share their photos. So when they take photos during the wedding, they can share to a drive. So you see, that's something that maybe in the 2000s, technology wasn't as advanced. And in my scrolling of Pinterest, I may have seen something like that. So when a client comes to me, I'm like, oh, I've seen this on Pinterest. Then I'm able to work on it and present them with what they need.
Take us through the journey of when you started, what inspired you to start this creative space. Yeah, so the people who take it like a side hustle, it was something they just do in the pastime, but you're focused on it, you know, as an entrepreneur. So take us through that. When did you start and what inspired you to stay on it as an entrepreneur?
I have had a love for weddings, all things weddings, all things beautiful decor. That has been my love. And I have always wanted to go into the space. So back in 2014, I had wanted to join a wedding business academy within Nairobi so that I could just gain the expertise. Actually, I wanted to be an event planner and decorator, but that didn't happen then. So the dream kind of died down, but apparently didn't really die down, because back in 2018 again, it came back. Because within those 4 years, I actually ended up being volunteering, and I was in a totally different field. I would never have thought I would end up in events then. Yeah, so in 2018, the dream came back again, and I was like, I will join the event space as an event decorator. So I will supply the flowers, I will supply the furniture, everything that is required. But when doing my research and just trying to learn more about the event space, I actually stumbled upon the signs, on YouTube. And I was like, this is pretty intriguing, and it looks really unique and beautiful. And I was trying to look at our Kenyan market. And by then, I could see not so many people are doing it. Yeah. So to me, I saw this as an avenue. So instead of going the whole event decoration, flowers, furniture, let me just narrow down and go into signage. Yeah. So that's how I started making signage. And as I started actually as a side hustle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was working and I was making the signage. So it was a part-time thing. Yeah. But over time, it has grown into something that I'm doing fully, because I also realize I'm not giving as much effort and it's not growing to the length I would like it to grow into. Yeah, so that's how I got into it. And I think for me, it was easy because coming up with things creatively, I would say that comes naturally. Wow. I'm able to think of something and just come up with a design. So combination of creativity and my love for decor and all things beautiful, it became easy to work on the science. Yeah.
Do you have support staff that helps you as the founder and CEO of DIY? Yeah.
Actually, at the moment, DIY My Decor, I am the main person. Yeah, but I'm grateful that I have my husband who supports me, because sometimes we have to do setups, sometimes I have to work on things up to late night. And even before getting married, I would have support of my family who would help me out. There are times I would work late into the night just preparing signage. So family would come in and support me. Sometimes we have to do a setup at a wedding. We have to go to Karen somewhere, so someone would help out. Yeah.
Tell me about how do you cost your work? If somebody comes in and gives you this and tells you, I want a signage for my wedding, how do you arrive at the costs that you attach to your work?
It has been a journey. I would say it has been a journey of learning, failing and learning, constantly learning. It has taken me a while to arrive at a place where I can say I'm comfortable with my costs. and I am okay with my costs. At the beginning, in the beginning when I was starting out, I think it was just a point of the costing was just, I think, more of estimates, because you also want the clients to come and you want people to know about your brand, brand awareness.
Yeah.
So at the end of it all, you find out I am not making money. I'm not really making money. And by then I hadn't known where to source the materials. So once I started knowing the prices of materials, the costings of various things, how much I should charge for my labor, then I was able to, list things and, okay, this is the specific amount I should put. This is what this should cost. And I think at this point I'm at a better place.
Okay. Yeah. So talk to us about two kinds of clients. The client who knows what they want. They come and they tell you, I have seen this in this wedding. It looks like this, even have pictures to show you. And then this one who is a blank slate. She has no idea where to start. She says, I just want something nice. Work with my colors. I don't know, something nice. So how do you approach these two until the point where you're actually supplying to them the final product?
For the client who knows what they want, we would work with that. But I would also try and tweak the designs a little bit. Yeah, so that we are not making something completely similar to what they've... copy pasting. Because you have to input some creativity and not just it's lifting someone else's work. So they come to me, they say, this is what I have seen this and I would like to have this on my wedding. So we provide that. So I work on some designs and then provide some mock-ups and then they can see it. So sometimes they select exactly what they had seen and what they wanted. Sometimes they're more open-minded and they go for a tweak in the design. For the client who is completely blank, they don't know what they want, but they have seen these signs, this is something beautiful and I want it. I would say that's a creative's paradise because it's a blank slate for you to work with. So I just look for inspiration. I try to find out what's your vision, what are your theme colors, how do you want the signage to look, so that I can just get a feel of what's in their mind, what they're going for. Then from there, I'm able to progress, do some research online, work on some designs, then send to them. And most of the times, they actually end up liking what they see.
So I think my final question would be on the role of God for you in establishing your business and actually finding purpose in what you're doing.
Throughout the business, I've learned that it's really important to prioritize God. Because I've had instances where there's some clients you don't really agree with. There's some clients who, even as you're having the conversations, you can see that maybe this might not be the best suit. So learning to ask God for wisdom and guidance. It might seem like a small thing, but it's a really major thing. And to remember at the end of the day why I'm doing this business, because it's so easy to get sidetracked. And even for me as a believer, I try to remind myself at the end of the day, this is ministry you're just doing. This is ministry you're just doing to people. So from all the aspects of running a business and entrepreneurship, from dealing with the client all the way up to the end.
Awesome. Any parting shots before we wrap this up? Especially for people who are in the creative space, what would be your word of encouragement? And those of us who are struggling to appreciate art.
Be open-minded. There's technology is advancing and so many things are changing in the world. Signage wasn't a big thing a few years ago, 10 plus years ago. But now it's becoming a very big thing. And when you look at weddings, when you go to weddings, we are seeing so many different types of signage. We are seeing bigger signs. So it's just about embracing and being open-minded with what is coming out there. And even if you have an interest, you know, in the space, there is a lot of research that has to be done. I officially made my business legal and registered it in 2019. So since then up to now, this has been a period of learning, and I have learned so many things. So it's constantly learning. Have to be open to learn, and just knowing what is out there, learning from what is available locally or what people are doing locally, and also internationally.
Thank you so much. There has been moments with Liz of DIY. Am I saying this right?
DIY My Decor.
Liz of DIY My Decor. For today's episode of Lessons from an Entrepreneur. My name is Melissa Odor. Thank you. Catch you up in the next episode.